Now, I'm about to give you all another example of why this hate narrative, this, splitting of the country, all of that stuff is starting to become so corny within the Republican Party.
Hey, Niagara Falls, as we have. What?
Now, this guy right here, I like him. I actually like him a lot. I think he's actually really cute. He goes by the name of Officially Chains on Instagram. I just know him on Instagram. He may have other platforms. I don't know. I'm pretty sure that he does. But I really like him. But again, some of his content is just like this is just corny. And the video that I just showed you all, it's not even funny. It's not funny at all. And then you see the comments. I'm going to show you guys the comments, which just further let me know that people will go for anything. People so bad want to feed into this hate, this, negativity, this, I don't even know what to call it. Like they're so desperate for it that they're willing to jump on anything instead of calling him out and being like, this wasn't funny. Like, what are you talking about? This doesn't even make sense. Now, in the video, you see the two cops and the gentleman cop. He is speaking and he says Niagara Falls. Okay, he's in Niagara Falls. I'm going to assume New York, but it can also be Niagara Falls, Canada. But I've been to Buffalo before. I have seen the Niagara Falls because it's like literally the Niagara Falls is like a split of where I was at in Buffalo. You can look over and you can see into Canada. So I don't know which Niagara Falls this was, but they have like this really thick accent up there in it's upstate New York. They have this really thick accent, and since I have family up there, I hear their accent, and I just think this was a reach. This was definitely a reach. This was just this guy's accent, and he just tried to make it seem like, oh, he said the N word when he nowhere near said that. And it's just so draining. It is just so corny. And I seen something on Instagram yesterday. I don't know if you guys know him, but his name is Josh Cedar, I think it is. And I'm going to do a video on him because he had posted this amazing video on Instagram. And I'm like, yes, 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 this is what I've been looking for. Somebody with a bigger platform to call out what it is that's been going on. Not just within like the Democrat Party or the Republican Party, but more so a country thing. We're having an issue within our country. We are separating, like your people and my people when we're all Americans that are living here for the most part, unless you're not supposed to be in this country and you're in this country, or, you did something illegal to be here. But for the most part, we're all Americans. And it seems like for a very long time, people have just been so thirsty for a racial divide. And I don't know what it is that when Republicans are in office that makes people lose their absolute mind. But now that I'm older, I'm 36 years old, and I'm able to see this stuff for myself. It's just like, what is going on? What has this country turned into? Like, it's just disgusting. It feels like to me, like, let's say you've been out, you had a really hard day out, working out, maybe rock climbing, just doing whatever. And you have like that heaviness of dirt because you've been sweating and all this stuff all day, and you just want to get that off of you. That's what this whole divide, this narrative feels like. But basically, like I was saying, like Josh, he just called it out and said what it really was. He said that the powers that be, that are way bigger than us, they know what they're doing. They know what they're doing, and they're banking on us to be the divide. Why they continue to make money, why they continue to be rich. Like those people will continue to go up in ranks while we, continue to fight, continue to feed into this narrative, to continue to follow these content creators that are aiding in this division. And I wouldn't be surprised if they are being paid off. Some content that I see posted by some of these guys and women, it gives that somebody paid them to post this stuff. And it's just starting to become really inauthentic. And it's like I'm looking for something else. Like I've been through that motion. So it's like now I have to move on. It's a part of the growth that we all go through. We all grow. But when you start growing and you start seeing things from a different lens, like people tend to look at you as a hypocrite, like you're just supposed to stay one way. And we're never supposed to stay one way. But again, like in his comments, it's like nobody was really holding him accountable and was like, this isn't funny. He definitely did not say that he that the cop said the N word. It was just the accent. Like everybody was hee ha ha and having a really good time. And I definitely heard it. No, you did not hear it because the guy said Niagara Falls. Like, come on, people. But it's scary. It's really scary to see like these NPCs, people that can't think for themselves, people that don't want to think for themselves, people that see somebody with a bigger number under their subscribers or the views on their videos, and they want to tag along with that person because they want to be a part of the conversation. They want to have conversations where they say, "Oh, I subscribe to that person. I really love him." Da 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 da. And that'll be their reason as to why they don't hold that person accountable. That person can never do anything wrong when, you know, we as humans, we're not perfect. We're allowed to be called out. And I'm starting to see some creators, they're getting upset with people calling them out. Look at yourself as an individual and you can be like, oh yeah, I did notice this about myself. Maybe this is something that I can change. But people want you to be one way because that makes them comfortable, because that's easier for them to figure you out when you're that one way, when you don't change from being that one way. And then when you start to shift, people, they're calling you a sellout. They're calling you a hypocrite. All these negative names, and it doesn't matter, in my opinion, because a lot of the people that are in these comment sections are bots. A lot of them are bots. A lot of them are NPCs who cannot think for themselves, who cannot form thoughts, who does not have an inner dialogue. That's just the way I see it. But you guys let me know what you think down in the comments. I am going to do a video, like I said, of Josh's commentary because it was just so good. And it was just like, this is what I needed. I finally wanted to see something like this. And hopefully, some of these other content creators, especially in the political spaces, will start to follow suit and hold themselves accountable and start calling things out, because y'all do have the bigger numbers. And being that you do have the bigger numbers, maybe you guys can start to turn this thing around. I am a micro channel here on YouTube. I don't know where this path is going to take me, but I want to put my thoughts out there, my positivity, and change whoever hears these videos minds in a positive way. I don't want to shift anybody more towards hate, because that's only going to drain yourself, and it's just not going to be good for you as an individual. It's not going to be good for your health. It's not going to be good for your cortisol level. You're going to be quick to react because that's what you've been trained and programmed to do. I don't want you to do that. I want you to snap out of it. I want you to feel okay, to have your own opinions, no matter what it is. But we need to move away from this hate. It's so heavy, and it's just adding heaviness to the world. And it's just so much that is going on that it's just adding to this divide. But, we'll get there. But I'm curious to know you all's thoughts and opinions on the video that officially changed on Instagram that he dropped. And what do you think that the cop said? I personally just heard him say Niagara Falls. What do you think that he said? Let me know.